Paranormal Investigations founder, Rusty Jones. Rusty, good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, welcome back to haunted downtown Jackson.
Thank you.
A lot of what you've been discovering and researching downtown.
A lot of locations downtown have some form of history, I should say. Haunted history, really.
Yeah.
So
why is that? Is it because of the age of the...
The age, plus there's two mitigating factors. Jackson was built over limestone, which is a great conductor, and the Grand River right downtown is another, the running water is a great conductor.
Limestone is a conductor of...
Paranormal.
Paranormal.
That's the theory anyways.
How long have you been into paranormal?
Since 1988.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What got you into it?
Reading books, actually. And one of the books I read was actually locations here in Jackson that I could actually go to, rather than, oh, I wish I could. I could just like jump in the car and come on down.
So paranormal, I guess, is ghosts and spirits.
Ghosts and spirits, or cryptids, like Bigfoot, Loch Ness, anything outside of the norm. And it covers a lot of, entities, I want to call it that, not really entities, but different aspects.
Now you have what I call a local version of a Ghostbusters vehicle.
Yes, I have an old ambulance that we've converted into like a command center, carries all our equipment, and we can take it to different locations.
This Saturday you're doing a special event called Ghost-O-Rama.
Yes, yeah, Ghost-O-Rama has been around for about 5 years, roughly. They've been doing it in other locations closer to the west side of the state, Paw Paw, places like that. So now, I've been good friends with the gentleman that started Ghost-O-Rama, and he's like, hey, what about something in Jackson? I'm like, yeah, we can do that, So our first location kind of didn't pan out for us. So I got a hold of Jackie, who is the owner of the Theodore, and she was like, yep, come on down, we got plenty of space for you.
Not only that, it's a former funeral home.
Yes, and it's very active too. We've been in there a couple times to investigate.
Wow.
Yeah.
So can anyone sense, feel, see evidence of paranormal?
Not anybody. I'm the type that I can't feel anything, see anything. I have to rely on equipment to see it. I've got a couple people that can feel that stuff, so not everybody can, unfortunately.
How do you know if you are in the presence of a paranormal?
Usually you get that nice tingling feeling up your spine, is the main indicator that everybody tells me.
Yeah, I've heard that. And cool air, you feel like a
cold air, you can feel temperature variations. Just like last week, we were at a location and 4 of my investigators were up in a room. They said it was like 30 degrees colder than what was outside. They came back 5 minutes later and it was the same temperature as outside.
They came and went.
Yep, they went out, did a different room, came back in, totally 2 different temperatures.
Are paranormal beings something to be afraid of?
No, nobody's ever died of seeing a ghost or, a ghost contributing to a death of anybody. It's more of the scare factor that gets everybody. It's like, oh, I saw something.
They aren't going to scare you. They're not going to.
No. A lot of times they probably don't even know you're there.
They don't know you're there.
Nope. There's 2 different types. There's intelligent and residual. Residual is you've always heard the stories. Oh, they walked right through the wall, right? If you go back and look at the floor plans, there might have been a door there, so they're just living their lives like normal. The walls may have changed and stuff like that. They walk through a doorway.
They think they're still alive?
Yep. Have you ever seen the movie The Others with Nicole Kidman?
Yeah.
Perfect example of an intelligent haunting.
Right.
Yeah. And that's an intelligent. Residual is the, they don't even realize that they're dead.
So there's that type, and what's the other type?
Intelligent. Intelligent is where if you sit into a haunted location and you're using equipment or whatever, and you start getting responses, like you use a voice recorder, you ask a question, go back, listen to it, and you get an answer.
You can communicate with them?
Yeah. It's called an EVP, electronic voice phenomena.
So give me an example of a question that's been asked that's been answered.
A perfect example is a few years ago I took a group out to Woodlawn Cemetery, and we noticed that there was a huge crypt, and it was basically their baby land. And one of the ladies in the group was looking at one of the names, and she's like, "Well, I hope he's okay." Later that night, we went through the recordings, and as soon as she asked that, you hear a little boy say, "I'm okay."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. So how do you react when you hear something like that?
You get excited. I've been in it for so long. You still get excited when you hear stuff like that, because then you want to go back and see if you can get more answers.
Do people ask you if you can communicate with their...
Yeah, we can't say specifically who we are communicating with, unless you're a psychic or a medium.
That's completely different.
That's completely different. Yes.
All right. So this is an event. So this event has several components.
Right.
Okay. So let's go through. People can come. It's just like a Ghost-O-Rama or anything. Ghost-O-Rama.
Yeah, it's open to the public. It's going to be very family friendly. The first component is we have several paranormal teams coming in. I've got teams from Canada coming in. I've got teams from Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, and Ohio, as well as several teams from Michigan. So we're hoping to have around maybe 20 to 25 teams. Then we have vendors. So you're going to be able to buy some really good stuff, some spooky stuff, some, not so spooky stuff. And then for the kids, we have Monster Incorporated. It's a gentleman that took the movie and built suits. Mm-hmm. So he walks around the event, talking to kids and showing off these suits.
As monsters.
Monsters, yes.
Now, the teams that are coming in, are they coming to do investigating? Or?
They're more than welcome to stay for the investigation, because we are offering 2 different investigation packages as well to open to the public. You got to buy your ticket. One is a normal ghost hunt. Basically, what we're going to do is take you into the Theodore, walk you around, show you how we use our equipment. The more expensive one is the golden hunt, and that is where you get to use the equipment, but those are 2 different pricing.
Okay, I know it's later at night, so it's potentially more scary.
Exactly. Yep.
All right, and you're getting close to sellout on both of these tours.
Yes.
So people should
Yep, you can go to our Facebook page, Central Michigan Paranormal Investigations. We have plenty of links on there for you. Or you can visit PayPal. The link is right there in the flyer.
PayPal.me/Ghost-O-Rama.
Yep. And just tell me which one you want, and if there's still tickets available, they'll gladly get you set up for it.
Awesome. And everyone else for free can just come.
Yeah, we're going to have food down there, music. We're going to have all kinds of stuff going on. It's free to the public. Bring your kids down, enjoy it. You'll be able to walk through the Theodore, see what they have done to it already, as turn it into an event center. But there's still some aspects of it being a funeral home, so you can see those too.
I know they're working to renovate the space for event space. Are they disturbing? Are you sensing that any kind of ghosts or anyone, hanging out is being disturbed?
I wouldn't say disturbed, but they're more active right now.
Huh.
Just because things are changing, and if you've been around long enough, you don't like change. All of a sudden, things are changing. You're going to be a little bit upset.
Even the dead don't like change.
Even the dead don't.
Wow. All right. Well, it's cool to hear about your Ghost-O-Rama.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for coming in today.
Well, thanks for having me along.
You bet. Rusty is the founder. Rusty Jones, the founder of Central Michigan Paranormal Investigations, presenting Saturday's Ghost-O-Rama.